What's up, y'all? I'm Star, aka Star J. Welcome to Star J TV. This is my new YouTube series, and I'm locking you all into some dope businesses, some small businesses that you may not even know about yet. So check it out. I'm here at Gangster Vegan Organics in Riverdale, Maryland, interviewing businesswoman and CEO Tania. I'm here to find out all about who Tania is, what's it like being a franchise owner of this dope business, Gangster Vegan Organics. I will also be reviewing some of these menu items, so make sure y'all stay tuned for my first time trying some vegan food. Hey guys, I'm here with Tania, owner and CEO of Gangster Vegan Organics right here in Riverdale, Maryland. Hi, Tania.
How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Thank you for just allowing me to come here.
Anytime.
Anytime. So first, I really want you to just tell the people about you and then give us a little background about Gangster Vegan.
Awesome. So my husband and I are both DC natives. We are from the area. So this is very much home and we wanted to be here. My family transitioned to a vegan diet and lifestyle almost 3 years ago, following 2 cancer diagnoses. So in 2018, I was diagnosed with cervical cancer. In 2019, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and it just really prompted a change for my whole family to think about food as wellness, alongside like what we were doing medically. I'm happy to say that I am officially cancer-free.
Yes.
But now really dedicating my time and my passion to making sure that people are thinking about wellness before they are ill, right? And thinking about wellness as something that impacts their entire family, not just one individual at a time.
Right. So what made you, I know you and your husband are franchisees of Gangster Vegan.
Yes.
So what made you guys want to actually get into opening up a Gangster Vegan?
Yeah, so one, my husband is a big foodie.
Okay.
So when he was transitioning to being vegan, it was really important for him to find good tasting food. So we would travel to like Philly, New York. Gangster Vegan is like an extension of a suburban Philly brand. And we were just really attracted to it and thought it would be something that we can bring home and to continue to elaborate on to get our public excited about what's happening here. And then people have just gravitated to it. The way that the Riverdale neighborhood has embraced us has been nothing short of a blessing. We opened in the middle of COVID, so we had no idea what to expect. But it's been amazing.
How has it actually been opening during COVID? Because it's just so many stipulations and things you can't use.
I mean, so you are in here in a space with no stools, no tables, no seats. So a big part of that has just been pivoting from our original vision of what we wanted this space to feel like, and understanding that like we aren't the only business owners that have had to do that. I think there's also a big part of learning alongside your consumer around what they feel comfortable doing, how they feel comfortable ordering. So in the last month, we've launched our own mobile app so that they aren't even having to use other platforms to order. You can order straight from our website at Gangster Vegan DMV. You can order straight from our mobile app, and then of course we're still on platforms like Uber Eats and Grubhub and things like that. But the majority of our orders are coming from mobile orders, or people who want to literally stand right outside, order, grab their food. But everyone is taking safety precautions, and they really appreciate the fact that we're in the store doing the same.
Okay, well, just being franchisees, how was that? How was that being owning a franchise? Was it hard? Just in case anybody out there.
Absolutely. I think with any business, there's pros and cons. I think as brand new entrepreneurs to the restaurant industry, and especially being young and Black, there's a benefit to being part of a franchise where you're not starting from scratch. Where there's like some insights around what customers like, what products have been tried, and things like that. It also gives you the confidence to move forward and say, okay, I now have a franchise under my belt. What does this look like if I want to go out on my own and open another restaurant on my own? And I now have some experience. And I, have a little bit of tools in my toolkit to get started. So I definitely think there's pros and cons.
Okay, that sounds great. That's great. If y'all want, any tips, come down here.
Absolutely. I'm happy to continue to learn from other entrepreneurs. Give a little advice I've been learning. We've been open at our Baltimore location this month, officially a year. So we are like still a baby business and still learning.
So have you ever tried the like the main Gangster Vegan?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So we did a lot of visiting, trying. I spent a lot of time in Pennsylvania before we embarked on this. No, we spent months really thinking about how we wanted to invest our money. What do we want our business to look like and feel like?
Right. Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing. Did you run into any problems or anything just when trying to open up the business besides COVID?
Yeah, absolutely. I think everything from like the way this space looks. So when we came into this space, there was nothing. So everything you see here is brand new. All that existed here was floor and this brick. Everything else was gutted. There was no ceiling. This wall wasn't here. Nothing. Just imagine nothing. So the idea of being just like new to what it means to design and build a business from scratch, like everything was new. I feel like this last year and a half has just been a crazy learning curve for us, right? Like when everything you're doing is a new experience, from gathering a construction team to going through the permit process to hiring employees. Like everything has been a just jump in and figure it out as you go.
It looks great. Like,
thank you so
really
much.
alive in here. I really like it. I love the colors.
Thank you.
Amazing. So how did you start to, like, what made you want to actually become an entrepreneur?
Absolutely. I think my health was a big pivot for my life as an entrepreneur. Prior to this, I was an assistant principal at a high school. And my life was deeply rooted in education. Prior to that, I was an instructional coach. Prior to that, I was a high school teacher. And that lifestyle has a certain busy hustle to it that I found myself often ignoring my own health at the expense of my kids. At a point when you are running a building with 500 plus students, their needs definitely come first. And I think it took 2 cancer scares for me to say, hey, my needs need to come first at this moment. And starting a career where my needs and my health coming first is something that I'm able to do on a daily basis now. So,
what's your favorite thing about being an entrepreneur?
I think really being able to decide how our message reaches other people, right? Like, what we care about, what we're passionate about exists outside of a brand, exists outside of a restaurant, but the idea that there are not enough wellness spaces curated for people of color, curated for low-income people, is something that I believe in outside of Gangster Vegan, and being able to make sure that every single thing I do, whether it's the interviews I decide to have, what I decide to put on social media is constantly speaking to that. And I get to decide how my message comes out to people. No one's dictating that for us. I think is my favorite part of being an entrepreneur. Like, you are in charge of your voice in which you decide to put out. So
I love it. It's amazing. Yes, love being on the charge. So, what's your favorite thing on the menu?
Yes, so my absolute favorite thing on the menu is our Swiss beets. It's our beet burger. It's a dehydrated beet burger. It comes with dehydrated onion bread. The most popular items on the menu are our akapi. I would say our escaloca. The tuna sandwiches that hit, like you're not gonna get sunflower seed tuna that's raw anywhere else. You have to try it. There are people who come in daily who like, I want 8 desserts, like just dessert. But the fact that like everyone comes in and they know that our menu is organic, everything's soy-free, gluten-free, on top of being vegan. We're not using anything processed. We aren't cooking anything. We're maintaining all of your nutrients. Are really important to people. And once you try food that makes you feel well, you want to continue to come back.
What can you, like, how could you guide someone who's just coming in, first time vegan food, don't know about anything? What would you recommend?
Absolutely. So we usually start with things that taste familiar to people. So like a burrito bowl is something that's very familiar, right? Like a little pico, some jalapeno jalapeno, like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I usually start with like some of our more popular sweeter juices for people who are new to juicing.
Okay.
So like our ribbon, apple, strawberry, pineapple.
Okay.
Right? Like you don't get a strawberry fresh juice. Actually, I've never seen one anywhere else. Our truth, which is orange, pineapple, apple, and lemon. But some of the ones that are easier to jump into. Like if you came in here and you told me I've never had a fresh pressed juice, I'm not going to recommend you the green light, right? That is just cucumber, celery, kale, right? Like I think that sometimes we scare people off from starting their journey. Where there's plenty of things you can eat here that are going to taste sweet to you, even though they don't have sugar in them.
Right.
That are going to taste familiar and tasty. That'll keep you coming back, and that's what it's all about here.
Okay. And can you explain some of so the wellness shots, and we have some of these names, like we have Gates, and just for some of the people out there that don't really know.
Yeah, absolutely. So in our smoothies, of course, like we're not using any sugar, we're sweetening them. Any sweetness you taste is coming from the dates, the same thing as our desserts. So again, like no sugar added. Of course, we're not adding any sugar, water, anything to any juices or smoothies. So all you're getting is fresh organic fruits and vegetables.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's great. That's amazing. So are there any tips you can give to people that's like right now that want to start on it, just a clean eating
Absolutely.
diet?
You want to come hang out with us, we'll get you started, right? But I would say like start with things that you are already happy eating, right? Like the idea that, oh, I've never had a beet before and I'm going to start eating beet salads for lunch, right? Like, no, don't do that to yourself, right? There are plenty of things that you can eat that can help you get started on this journey. I always recommend for people to like try vegan establishments that are out there, see what they have to offer. There are a ton of different types of vegan foods and restaurants that can get you started on your journey.
Okay, I'm definitely going to take those tips. I really want to start.
Yes.
So what's next for you and your husband and just the business? And
awesome, thanks for asking. So speaking of using a franchise as like a jumping point, we are actually opening our own brand this upcoming fall in DuPont Circle.
yes!
Thank you so much. So I spent 2 years getting cancer treatment at GW University. So we are opening a store there. It'll be called Rawish. So unlike Gangster Vegan, where our entire menu is raw, the idea that vegans are looking for different types of food, this menu will not be entirely raw. So we'll have things like subs, smoothie bowls, different types of like toast, savory toast, sweet toast, and just kind of mixing it up and offering an additional add to what we can offer the vegan community in this area. And really being able to, for me, offer other patients, wherever you are in your health journey, access to something that is high quality, full of nutrients, and good for your life and your wellness. So I'm really excited about that. So that is coming this fall.
Wow.
Thank you. Thanks.
How are you doing it?
I'm trying.
I'm a business owner, yes.
Thank you.
That's amazing. Are there any just last entrepreneur tips or healthy tips you can get to people out there?
Yeah, I would say like, I'm sure every entrepreneur would say the same, especially in, as we're living through a pandemic. I think one thing I've learned in this journey is that like you're never 100% ready. And if you're waiting for 100% of things to feel 100% right, like you will never get started. So just get started. I would say that, like, get started. We need more young Black entrepreneurs. We have so much talent, so many things to offer this space, whether it's restaurants or not. So just jump in and get started.
Great. Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you for having a conversation with me. I really appreciate it. Come back anytime.
Yes, and I wish you all the success and
Thank you.
Everything. And congratulations again.
Thank you.
This interview was so great. Shout out to Tania. I not only learned so much about vegan food, I also just learned about being an entrepreneur and being a businesswoman and a go-getter. And I really appreciated it. It was an amazing interview. And shout out to Gangster Vegan Organics.
Anyway, this is the food, guys, from Gangster Vegan Organics. This is our first time trying vegan food. We got the iPop beef burrito bowl with avocado, cilantro. The meat is walnut taco meat, some lettuce in here, and brown rice. So here we go. I'm trying to make sure I get everything. That's not bad. It doesn't taste like taco meat. It do. It tastes like a real taco bowl.
I thought it was gonna be nasty.
Yeah, this is my first time having vegan food. I didn't think it was gonna taste that good, but this is actually good. Like, this is something I would eat on the regular. Y'all might be going vegan. Hold up now.